Leicester really then should be looking at, can we actually put ourselves in this title race? I'm on the fence if they're in the title race or not, but I definitely think they're top four. Do you think that they should be looking at trying to get themselves involved in the shake-up for the title race?
I think they are, and I think they will be. I think Brendan Rodgers is that sort of manager. He'll be telling them players, especially after the game today, we want to fight for the title. He won't be saying to them players, we can try and get into the top four. He'll be saying, why can't we win the league? We've got a great side. Out of all the teams in the Premier League, the most complete side for me is Leicester. You look at their defence, solid. Sanucci has come back from injury. He can't get back into their team. I think there are solid 11 players there.
Is this 11 now better than the 11 that won the title?
I think it's hard to say that. I think the Leicester City team that won the title, we can't forget they had, Kante. I think Water was on fire then, Mahrez as well. But it's a great Leicester side, and it's a strange season. There's no reason why Leicester can't go out and win this title, and I'm sure Brendan Rodgers will be telling these players, we are in a title race. He won't say it out in the media because he'll want to, play the game. But why not? Why not? They can beat anyone on their day. They've showed it today against a great Southampton side. They could have been 6-7-2 up after like 90 minutes.
You used the word there, complete, which I totally agree with. I think they are the most. They have the most from 1 to 11. Yep. They've got a top Premier League goalkeeper. They've got a proven Premier League goal scorer. They've got, I'm a big fan of Ricardo, he's been out for all season. He's not even played. Good Justin, I like him at right back. Couple of good defenders who've experienced and are good at the back. And Ndidi's now back. I think he's probably the most underrated player in the Premier League. I'm a massive Ndidi fan. And then you've got the likes of, Barnes and Perez, and they've got some
Tielemans.
Good players.
And the biggest thing for me is the manager. He's a manager who, like other managers can't do, he can adapt his formation to who he's playing against, which shows for me big managers. They played Man City at the Etihad. He played very defensive formation, played in the counter-attack and got a massive result. He can adapt to different games. Today, he played more attacking. There were players flying forward because he can change his formations and his personnel to different games. And like you mentioned there, you look at the midfield, Ndidi, Tielemans, the way them players pressed against Spurs a few weeks ago, Spurs couldn't handle them in that midfield. With Vardy, Maddison's getting goals now. Barnes looks like one of the best wingers in the league. They could have a complete side, and they should be fighting for the league. So
when you say that they have a manager that can adapt to certain games, and you've given some examples where he's done that, are you saying that Marcelo Bielsa could learn a thing or two from the likes of Brendan Rodgers?
100,000%. Of course he can. Bielsa should learn from Brendan Rodgers. Just because his name's Brendan Rodgers, he doesn't get the credit he deserves. He's a world-class manager, and he will take this Leicester side on and on and on. They will have a good run in the Europa League. They've got a good chance of getting definitely top four and a good chance of going for the title because he can adapt. He won't think to himself, I'm just going to play attacking because I'm Brendan Rodgers. He'll think to himself, okay, Manchester United, Manchester City, these certain teams, they've got big threats. Let's try and double up on them and play different formations to stop the space for these teams. We've got the pace in behind for the counter-attack and change his formation, his personnel. That shows to me a world-class manager. Marcel Bielsa isn't a world-class manager.